Hello, my name is Anastasia Volkova. I am Cisco TAC engineer. In this video, I will show you how to configure posture on your ISE. A couple of words what posture is and why we need it. Posture allows us to check if the user's PC is compliant with the company's security requirements, like antivirus or anti-spyware checks, Windows registry keys, running processes, installed applications, and so on. This video will be divided into several parts. Initial ISE configuration, switch and wireless controller configuration, and finally NAC agent and AnyConnect with posture module examples. We'll start from initial ISE configuration. First of all, we need to install the latest posture updates. We can do it here in Settings Posture. In general, it is recommended to configure automatic posture updates. In such case, your database will be always up to date and include the relevant information about software versions, antivirus definitions, and so on. Here we can see the status if the posture update was successful. If online updates don't work for you by any reason, you can download the offline package from the Cisco website and install it manually. You can find the link in the release notes documentation. We save this file, and here we can select offline updates and update now manually. The next step is to configure client provisioning, that is our posture agent installation. First, we need to download this agent from the Cisco website. We will start from the NAC agent configuration and later repeat the same steps for the AnyConnect. Here we have to download the latest available version of the NAC agent. And also the latest compliance module for it. And then we have to create the NAC agent profile. The important thing is the discovery host here. We can specify it manually or leave it blank, so the discovery will happen automatically. If you have distributed deployment, it's better to have automatic host discovery. And then we go to the Client Provisioning tab and configure the provisioning policy. Here we can configure it for all Windows clients, for example. We select our NAC agent profile and compliance module. Native supplicant we don't need in this case. The next step is to configure posture conditions and requirements. Here you have a list of predefined conditions. You can use any of them or create your own one. Let's create a new simple condition with file check, for example. For our example, we will check if this file exists on the disk C of our PC. And here we configure the posture requirement itself. We will create a new one. In our simple example, we will create just text message. But also you can configure any other remediation actions like to install or update your software and so on. Here you can also find the list of predefined remediation actions. Here in Posture tab, we configure our posture policy. Let's create it for all Windows machines and select our file check as a requirement. The next step is to configure Authorization Profile and configure it to redirect the user to the client provisioning portal. Here we need to specify the redirection access list name. This access list should be pre-configured on the network device, and we will cover it in the next section. And finally, we have to configure authorization policies. We will need two policies. The first one is the redirection to the client provisioning portal itself. You can configure any conditions that you want to use. In our example, let it be for all domain users, for example. And our redirection profile as a result. The second policy should be placed above the previous one. And here we will permit access for all compliant users. And now let's proceed with the wired network device configuration. Let's assume that we already have radius and .1x configured on the switch. There is our AAA configuration. Switch port configuration with .1x enabled. .1x is enabled globally on the switch. And finally, radio server configuration. In our case, there are two servers, and we combine them to the radio server group. Also, for the redirection, we need to make sure that HTTP server is enabled on the switch. Without this command, the redirection to the client provisioning portal will not happen. And also, if you have already the posture agent pre-installed on your user's PC, it will not be able to do ISE discovery without HTTP server enabled. That means with NAC agent you will not see the pop-up window, and in case of AnyConnect you will see an error, no policy server detected. If you would like to disable HTTP access to the switch because of security reasons, you can add such command. IP HTTP active session modules known. In such case, the switch will decline all incoming HTTP requests from the remote clients, but still redirection and host discovery will work. Also, you need to have an active SVI interface on the switch that can reach your user's endpoint. Additionally, we have to verify if vendor-specific attributes are enabled on the switch. In the latest iOS versions, these commands are present by default but not visible in the running configuration. So we can check it with show run all command. Here we have them. And finally, we need to configure the redirection access list on the switch. Its name should be the same as we configured before on ISE. This ACL should allow DHCP, DNS, and some traffic to ISE nodes without redirection. We specify it with deny command, and rest of the traffic should be redirected. We specify it with permit keyword. Also, if you have any remediation server in your network, for example for antivirus installation or updates, it should also be added to this access list with deny statement. And now let's switch to the wireless controller configuration. Here we also need to make sure that our radio servers are configured on the controller and that support of change of authorization is enabled. For accounting, the same. Let's say we already have some SSID with .1x authentication. We configure our radio servers here. And make sure that AAA override and radios network access control are enabled for this SSID. The next step is to configure the redirection access list. And here we'll see the difference. As you remember, on the switch we denied all the traffic that should not be redirected. On the wireless controller we have an opposite situation. We have to permit all traffic that should be forwarded without redirection. Here you can see that we permit DNS traffic as well as TCP and UDP traffic to our ASC nodes to the ports 8905 and 8909. Also, we need to permit traffic to the port of our portal, that is 8443 in our case. And also, if you have any remediation servers, we need to permit traffic to and from this server. And finally, let's proceed with a live example. So here I have Windows machine. We connect to our test SSID. Open a browser and are redirected to the client provisioning portal. Here our ISE is detecting if NAC agent is installed already. We don't have it. So we need to download it from ISE and install. So now our NAC agent was opened automatically, checked our posture requirements, and confirmed that we were compliant. And now we can proceed with our internet access. We can also confirm it from ISE perspective, here in Radius Live Log. And we will see that first we hit posture redirect policy and then permit access. The status here is compliant. Also, please note that we need to go through this full procedure only once, and later when you connect to the corporate network from the same PC, ISE will detect NAC agent on your PC and proceed immediately with posture without any installations. And the latest step, let's configure posture with AnyConnect. First of all, we need to change our client provisioning resources. We need to download AnyConnect package manually from the Cisco website and then add it to ISE. Here we select Cisco provided packages and our AnyConnect package. Also, we need to download AnyConnect compliance module. The next step will be to create the NAM profile that we'll use to connect to our network. For doing it, we need to have AnyConnect profile editor on some machine. I have it here. So I will create profile only for my wireless network. The SSID is test, as we created before. My authentication is WPA2 Enterprise, but your configuration will depend upon your network settings. Now we have to save this profile as XML. Let's call it num. And then we need to import it to our ISE. And this time it will be customer created package. And now we need to create posture profile. We can do it also in AnyConnect profile editor and upload here as XML exactly as we did with num profile. And also we can create it locally on ISE as we did with NAC agent. The only difference will be here we select AnyConnect. Here we can also specify in discovery host manually or leave it blank for the automatic discovery. And let's allow our agent to connect to all servers by putting here an asterisk. And finally, we need to combine everything in one AnyConnect configuration. We need to select our AnyConnect package here, compliance module, posture profile, and num profile that we created before. Optionally, we can configure AnyConnect to uninstall NAC agent if detected on the PC. Now let's go to the client provisioning tab and change our settings from NAC agent to AnyConnect. Also, I would like to delete my endpoint from the ISE in order to have the clear test. And now we can proceed with our test. So we have to do the same to connect to our test wireless network. Open a browser. As you can see, the procedure is almost the same, but now we are detecting if AnyConnect is installed, not NAC agent. First time after AnyConnect is installed, we'll need to reboot our PC. And after that, we need to connect to our network using AnyConnect. Also provide our credentials. We are connected, our posture started, and we are compliant. Once again, we can see posture redirect, permit access, and compliant posture status. So thank you for watching my video about ISE posture configuration with NAC agent and AnyConnect. If you enjoyed it and would like to be notified when future videos are posted, please subscribe to our channel below.